Listen, we have a great show lined up for you. I'm your host, Kim Jacobs, better known as the Balance Doctor. And all of our guests that come on, they're either people that have overcome some tremendous odds in their own lives as they balance this thing called life, or they're experts and they're here to share tips and strategies that will help you better balance and manage your life. Grab your virtual seats and let's get ready for some real relevant and relatable content on today's episode of The Kim Jacobs Show. Yes, it is the Kim Jacobs Show, where we're bringing balance to the world, one household at a time. And guess what? We're doing that today with none other than Marvin Wilson. How are you, Marvin?
Fantastic, Kim. I'm so happy to be back. How are you doing?
I feel like it's been a long time. I was like, wait, did Marvin just forget about us already?
Oh no. Just been serving. I'm not gonna say work, just been serving. That's what I'm doing.
Right. I have been following you and so proud of you, everything that you have going on. I see you've made a lot of stops at different places. I saw recently on WCNC in Charlotte, North Carolina. And so I'm just really proud of everything that you're doing and glad to have you back with us today.
Great. Thank you.
All right, everybody. I see y'all, you grabbing your virtual seats, and so honored to have each and every one of you in the virtual studio audience. Obviously, without you, we don't get a chance to come and bring these valuable guests into your household. So honored. Today, I want everyone to know that we have Wisdom Foundation founder Marvin Wilson. He received honors for his service during Desert Storm in 1991. Following this, he secured a secretarial position at the Pentagon in 1992 and then extended his service to the U.S. Navy for an additional 2 years. And after his military career, he embraced a role at the U.S. Veterans Hospital in Salisbury, North Carolina. Yes, we love Marvin Wilson here. Marvin's dedication extends beyond his professional roles. We're going to talk about how he volunteered, how he's been a spokesperson, how he's done parades, chaplain service, you name it. He has passion for traveling and volunteerism, and some of the things that has led to, we're going to learn more about today as well. So I'm not going to share all of the details because then I won't give you the opportunity to hear from our wonderful guests. So we are honored to have you, Marvin Wilson, right here on the Kim Jacobs Show.
All right. Well, that was fantastic. I'm like, oh, thank you. Sometimes you do so much, you're like, oh wow, really, I did do that.
You've done a lot already, so I can't wait for people to hear some of your backstory, but then also hear why you're really making this stop today. So for those that are meeting you for the first time, I really want people to know who Marvin Wilson is, just beyond the titles and the accomplishments. Sometimes people only get to see you in the beautified, polished state, but they don't get to know who you are beyond those titles. So just take us back and give us an idea of who you are, Marvin Wilson.
Yeah, well, I feel myself as just I would just say humble, grateful, always just willing to see, just be able to let people know just what they have in them. I feel like, I'm originally from Salisbury, North Carolina. That's where I'm raised. And like I said, went in the military at 17 and, seen a whole lot at age 17. I am the only child. So, there were some things that I had to take a lot of decision making upon my own.
Right.
Going into, rather than the war and just a lot of other things. But other than that, it really, helped me to mature in a lot of ways and be able to, just being well traveled, and being able to see a lot of things. I think when I did get back home, it just gave me the confidence to, I think I've always was outside of the box thinker. And when people are saying, why not? I'm saying, well, well, they're saying, well, don't do it. I'm like, why not? Basically.
Right.
And I just have that desire and that God in me. It just sort of helps me to always, one, keep myself accountable, know that I'm not the one doing the work, and just staying, and just try to stay present and just try to be the closest thing to
That's good.
So something that's good that shows up with people. But other than that, Kim, I'd like to say that a lot of people see me on a lot of these platforms and they think that one, I'm not approachable or I'm not the guy that they can come in up to maybe expound on where they are. I've been the highs and lows, and I've been in a lot of chapters of my life that it was no money, it was nothing, it wasn't nothing but God.
That's
So
right.
I mean, we can talk about anything.
Well, you've had an incredible journey, because I've had the opportunity to have you here on the show before, and you've been one of our Freestyle Friday experts. So I know a lot more about you in this incredible journey, though, from your military service to leadership, even mentorship. What do you feel like overall your life experiences has done to help shape you into the person you are today? Because you are an incredible young man.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think mentorship is just something that it finds you. You don't even have to look for it.
Good point.
When it comes to, I feel like everybody's journey has some sense of a testimony, and if
Yes.
you can learn to use that testimony, I think God will be can use you. And I say that respectfully in a way of I've always felt some sense of being a leader. But then I realized what that means. And, that sometimes that's just showing up, and Kim, sometimes when you don't even feel like showing up,
Yeah,
you got to do
that happens. Right.
But what it is for me, and having a book, of course, I've talked about, I think last time I was on there, my book called Passion for Freedom. It's on Amazon everywhere. It's called The Passion for Freedom. And so, I talk about even in my book about my upbringing, and everything wasn't peaches and cream, but I've always been able to stand the test of time, and I call it making lemons into lemonade.
That's right.
And so being able to really have the testimonies and my mentees to be a part of my book, to let them speak about how I helped them, I would just say, in life, and being in the chapters of their life when they really needed some direction. And that's just pretty much, that's just it. That's my why. I just want to be able to show up, and not only, when I'm there for other people, I'm being there for myself.
Yes, come through, Marvin. I mean, this right now. You know what? You can't even get a better answer than that. I just thank you. I thank you. That's just so heartfelt.
Yeah.
And accurate about yourself, without it being a boastful situation or a prideful situation. Really just saying you're there for people the way you would want somebody to be there for you. For those of you that want to know more about the book, Marvin Wilson's book, The Passion for Freedom. And some of you are audio listeners on iHeartRadio, WDRB Media. So you're not seeing these images, but it's an image of Marvin pulling anything that's trying to block. Tell people about what this would be presented.
It's when I came into when I actually moved into Charlotte, it was a lot of things that was told me that I couldn't do. Marvin, you'd never be able to open up a financial technology bank. You won't be able to have your own ticketing company that does millions inside of the city of Charlotte. You didn't go to a HBCU, so how can you be a national director over all HBCUs?
Right.
Marvin, you can't do this. Marvin, you could never have a business and credit business and Lake Norman, and all. It was just so many things that it was said that I couldn't do. And so this book was basically saying, hey, just the passion of freedom, and just to really tell people it's not the money, man. It's really about, it's about your freedom and what you can do out here, which is anything. You set your mind to it.
The Passion for Freedom. If you don't have a copy of this book, you can get it right on Amazon. If they want an autograph copy, how would they get that, Marvin?
Oh, yeah. Well, they can actually just, send me a message. My email is definitely Wisdom Foundation Inc. at Gmail. And I can make sure that I can, make sure I can definitely take care of that and get that to them.
Wisdom Foundation
Inc. Yeah, INC. Wisdom Foundation INC at Gmail.
Inc. And that's something. See, he's sharing his personal information so you can get it directly to him. If you want an autograph copy of the book, you can reach out to him personally at wisdomfoundationinc@gmail.com. Speaking of Wisdom Foundation, what inspired you to start the Wisdom Foundation? And even more, what is the mission, the overall core objective of the Wisdom Foundation for you?
Yeah, it's really, once I was around, I would say my church family, and really understood, what God had given me, and sort of people sort of spoke that into me, and they saw what I had the abilities to be able to get into certain rooms.
Right.
And to be able to do certain things. And I always said, hey, look, if I'm in these rooms, I want to bring some people with me. And so, just being able to, I call it, you have to have that, your superpower, that what God gave you. And so wisdom was something I'm like, wow, and I was like, is wisdom, is available? They was like, yeah. I'm like, wow,
can you believe it? That's epic, right? It's
Wisdom Foundation. I'm like, okay, well, here we go. So, one, I always wanted to, be a service in the community. I always wanted to mentor, but I always wanted to let people have the experience to see some of the things that I've seen.
Okay.
And that's what you're sort of seeing, a lot of things. And we'll definitely, of course, talk about that later in the show.
Talk about a bunch of this.
Really. Yeah, and whether it be, going into some, corporate rooms, being in certain areas, or just being able to just feed the homeless, because I do it a lot of times when I'm by myself. I just pick people just in passing, and I gift them, with an act of love, or, sometimes monetary things like that. But it just is showing up, man, just showing up. And, Wisdom Foundation gave me the ability to really be able to use my resources and being able to leverage my resources to help other people. That's really what it is. It's so I'm embarking upon, the wisdom, the awareness that I have, and let people know that, there's certain ways that you got to, talk to yourself in certain ways. You got to be able to, just realize that, you got to take action. Sometimes you can't play victim, and you just got to show up for yourself. When you show up for yourself, you'll be amazed how other things show up.
That's good. That's good. And please, y'all, take notes, because if you show up for yourself and take the time to show up in your self, other people will show up for you, because they need to see that you're willing to invest your own effort into what you're saying that you want other people to do as well. So I see a comment. I see you, Mom. My mom said, good morning, Kim and Marvin. I'm so glad to see you again. Marvin, you looking forward to this great show. Now, my mom really loved Marvin. In order for her, she didn't get on here in her 70s and type a whole paragraph, right?
I love her too. Hey, Mom.
So glad that you're here with us today, Mom. And I see all of you all on the different platforms as well. They're like, hey, I know you see me over here. Yes. Eva Badal says, hey, God is so good. I see you over there on Instagram as well. So y'all keep your comments coming in, and we'll pop them up. If you have questions today for Marvin, our expert, he's one of our Freestyle Friday experts, feel free to ask, and we'll see if we can get those answered for you. I also see you, Pam, and thank you for commenting. I see a lot of you all, but if you don't type a comment, I won't be able to manage all of these different platforms, so I got to see your comment.
Yeah,
Pam said, I have always known Marvin Wilson to practice philanthropy. Bravo.
Thank you so much, Pam. She's she means a lot to me. She was earlier, with me at a time that I really needed, just, a certain person to just see me for who I am, and not the outside stuff. And so she's really always been special. So a big shout out to Pam. Yeah.
Big shout out to Pam. And Pam is actually one of the Kim Jacobs Show Freestyle Friday experts as well. And she helps you with luxury event planning. So if you have not followed Pamela Howard, make sure you go and follow her on social media as well. And she's also doing some things to help you get financially fit with some projects that she's working on as well.
She's good too.
She's real great. She's beyond good. She's great. Okay, so we love ourselves some Pamela Howard.
Bam now. Yeah, I
All
will.
right, listen, y'all. Make sure you know too that Marvin, he served in the Gulf War, and because of that, I want you to tell us how that experience helped shape your perspective and on leadership and even service. And there's so much going on right now in the land. I want people to hear from you about that for a minute.
Yeah, it's interesting. The things that I see, like what happened, like with the Navy ship, and of course I was in the Navy.
Yes.
We usually get, more of a, I would say, certain commands before other people do. I mean, it's more water than it is land. And
Right.
so you got to understand that anything that you want to go in for as, in an act of war, those are certain things that I sort of realize now that things are changing a little bit. You never because we haven't never really had
Mm.
that type of thing happen in that way.
Never. No.
Last time we did that was a world war, right?
Right.
So and so now when I saw that, I was like, oh, okay. And so with that, I just I pray for all I pray a brave soldiers that's over there,
Yeah.
and for their families. Because I know when I, knew that I had to go over there and serve in Desert Storm, I mean, it was like I said, Kim, I've said it before. I knew then that my life was would never be the same,
Never be the same.
yeah,
Wow.
yeah, and I'm 100% disabled veteran. I don't claim it as a disability, but I have experienced a lot of things for me to be rightfully so.
Right.
And that's what keeps me just, being adamant about showing up, staying active, staying healthy, doing what I love to do, and letting it just show up in your work. So, and just serving, just in the military, just showed me one about
Yes.
um, just understanding that, every day is a present from God, because I just every day I was always
Mm.
cognitive of this is my last day. And when you live
Wow.
like that, not knowing, I mean, seriously, every day, thinking that way for sometimes 6 or 7 months,
Wow.
it can have it can have a sort of it can change you in a lot of ways.
So you literally so Marvin, you're saying, because I'm hearing what I think I'm hearing is that every day one of the lessons that you implement from being in the service is that every day could technically be your last day. So you take advantage
Mhm.
of that day with that theory in
Yeah,
mind.
yeah. You wake up and you just, you're ecstatic about life. You're happy. You're in your right mind. You look around. And I'm like, okay, hey, and so I'm not really looking at so much what's in my bank account and what I'm driving. I'm looking at, okay, I'm here. God gave me this day. How
Okay.
can I go out and make this? How can I make this, a better day, not only for myself but for other people.
Yeah,
And
somebody put some emojis. I don't care if you whatever you do, put some heart and you name it. That actually melts my heart to know that um, that's the heartbeat
yeah,
of everything
yeah,
is knowing
yeah,
that every day is the day that is the day we need to focus on because that's the day that God gave us and make it a great day. Just make it the best possible day. So
yeah.
after you worked, you began ultimately working in Pentagon and continued in the United States. So if I'm saying anything wrong, I'll just please
Mhm,
correct me because I'm just going by
mhm.
research. But
Yeah.
how did some of those experiences prepare you for now where you mentor other people?
Um,
Because you mentored so many people, not
yeah.
just children, adults. You've done some
Mhm.
mentoring with me. So how
Right,
does that?
absolutely. I think that, being able, and when I say rooms, I mean, it's just certain, positions that I've held and, the way my journey have come, going back into the military and how it goes into where I'm at now. Like,
Mm,
my job in the military was a yeoman. A yeoman is basically the highest level of admin or administration when it comes to
okay.
the highest officers on the ship or anywhere. That mean, I really didn't, I was always in more officer quarters, more
Hmm.
so than enlisted quarters. Officers, of course, the ones you have to salute.
Okay.
Those are the people that I was around the whole time I was in the military because I was like their assistant. I was their admin. I kept the books right. I kept everything going on that level. It was, I was,
Hmm.
accessible to that. And so now when I, out here in the entrepreneurial world, or me going out and, pressing upon Wisdom Foundation, I sort of knew how to, interact with people, even though people might see me as, well, he has this going on, to really have that natural ability to stay connected to
Uh-huh.
where people can see you're being authentic, and coming and showing up as love. And, and that's a good balance there. Cause sometimes, when you have to have a certain connection, um, with your spiritual journey, for you to really come across with people that and be relatable, and to be able to understand where people coming from and without judging them. And so,
Yeah.
yeah, that was a big piece of why I feel like it was a lot of success that I
Mhm.
was able to see with my entrepreneur journey, is because it sort of started in the military in a way.
Wow. And
I just
so
started to
Pat,
see it.
being non-judgmental is what was a
Hmm.
big
Yeah,
piece of
yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, Kim, just to look at it. Okay, so being able to see, someone that, you spent the last 7 or 8 or 9 months with. When I say that, I'm talking about soldiers, friends,
that. Right.
people that you're around every day. And then next thing you know, some interaction, or when we was in Bahrain, whatever, next thing you know, you might not see them for 4 or 5 or 6 days. And next thing you know, next time you see them, they don't even know who you are.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? They
Mm.
done lost their mind. You know what I'm
Mm.
saying? So,
Mm.
like I
Mm.
said, it's a lot of things that you see that can happen like that, that people are not cognizant that can happen.
Right.
That keeps me completely grateful.
Wow.
And, and just undoubtedly, just, understanding that, like I said, every day is something that we have to make sure that we can, just show up for other people. Yeah.
And then, like you said, you don't know what's going to happen from you. You see
Yeah.
somebody, they
Yeah.
seem regular in that regard, but then just a
Yeah.
few weeks
Yeah.
later, you encounter them
Yeah.
in then a whole
And
different space.
people wanting to die. You're like, come on, man, what are you talking? People wanting to die, people that, things have happened back home, they can't go home, or people just with certain things with PTSD. Now they're traumatized, or they done lost a limb. Again,
Mm.
go back and to make this thing is what I'm trying to get people to understand and see first, with this thing that's going on, what they're seeing on television. You're not
Right.
seeing everything, and you're not hearing everything. You think you know what's going on, but you don't.
Mm-mm.
Okay. Because when I came home, I'm like, yeah, man, they talking about Super Bowl and all that. We're still living average lives. But
Mm.
over there, it's a whole, you see this news, but they show you what they want you to see, right?
Right, right. Just
And
like we do
so,
on social media, you paint the picture you want painted. And so imagine at the highest level of
mhm,
security and secrecy, then that's exactly what's happening on
yeah,
that level,
yeah,
you know?
yeah, yeah.
So
So,
now I
yeah,
go
go
ahead.
ahead. I'm sorry.
No, please, you. I want to hear you for this
And
hour.
so, when I'm talking to people about, a lot of people ask me, Marvin, what you think? I said, well, man, it's just, one, we do have, a great military. And, all I can say is that, we was testing things even when I was back in the military, because in the military, there was no bullets in the in the war I was in. There was no bullets. There were missiles.
Right,
There were chemical biological warfare.
right,
There was, there was things that was out in the air that could possibly, kill you on contact, or you could walk into something and all your
right,
limbs fall off. There's gastric things that's going on in your atmosphere that can get inside of your body, and make you, just pretty much just die. And so those were things that we're hearing about what's going on, but
right,
we're way beyond that. So if it really gets to a part of it has to get to that, then
right.
that's when it gets scary. So I don't want to make people being frantic, but I'm just saying, when you talk about war, about
Mhm.
how you need to really be cognizant of what's going on even in your own life.
Right.
Um, just try to make the best of it. And it's no need to have war within yourself and in your own world. And then there's a war going on out here too. Get right.
Something got to give. Something has to give. This is some good. Yeah. I mean, you don't hear this on a lot of different outlets. So I'm really grateful today that we have Marvin Wilson with us here. He's going to be talking about some things pertaining to Battle of the Carolinas that's happening. So we're excited about that. But also, because we had him for this full hour today, I just wanted to make sure that we hear some of his heart pertaining to this military and war and different things that's happening, especially since he was in Desert Storm. Now, after the military career, I know you continue to even serve more with veterans, specifically in the U.S. Department of Veterans Affairs Hospital in the Salisbury, North Carolina. Now, this is a show that airs in 130 countries, so we know you may not know what Salisbury, North Carolina is, but how did working directly with the veterans teach you about this resilience that you have built?
Yeah, it was humbling. Be around my brothers again and run around people that, I had a common thread with. We had a lot of synergy. It was interesting because, me going there at first, just going in, I humbled myself because, here I am going into, going in the military and had one of the highest enlisting jobs, the whole way out thou, what they would always say, Marvin, how you get up there? And then when I went in the military, now this is, like I said, always about, being humble. So when I got the VA from the letter, they said, hey, look, we have an opening for you. But by the way, the only opening that we have for you is being as more in the sanitation, being like cleaning up.
Okay.
So I had to go in and be mopping floors. And, so the first 3 months, again, it was a job getting a foot in the door, but it wasn't just going in and sitting at the desk. Right. But I cleaned them floors, Kim, like it was no cleaning before. I just humbled myself. I went in them closets. I prayed, and it was just being grateful. I'm thankful, that I was back somewhere that I know that I could change things. Next thing you know, within 3 months, I was a GS4, GS5. I was a GS6 within a year, and I was working for a supervisor again. Yeah. So it's interesting how it always, it's your attitude towards life. Now I could have been like, oh man, I'm
not doing that and
I ain't doing that. I ain't cleaning no floors. I ain't cleaning no toilets. Man, listen. That's why I tell people, and that's why when I talk to my mentees and people like that, say, listen, man, it's not about, what happens to you. It's about how you react to what happens to you. That's where the power is.
That's good. Yeah. Excellent advice, because I know I'm not above doing any kind of work. And I've done all types of work, and I would do it again because I'm like, it's an honest opportunity for me to earn honest money that is ethical, and at least people won't be able to say I'm stealing a thing from them, because I ain't stealing nothing. Because I can just go ahead and get what I need to get ethically and in the right manner. So I'm really grateful that you took the opportunity to humble yourself, regardless of that high status that you had in life. You said, I want to be back with my people.
Yeah, I want to be back with my people. I learned so much with it. I was able to really, go in and understand how I could serve. And like I said, it was the chaplain services, and I was able to, be in certain type of parade with the veterans. And then I was learning how to just really, show veterans how they can not only be, active, in the hospital, but, go out there and connect with certain organizations that was there for them. So it was an amazing idea for me to go back there. But it was just, once I had and this was in my book, it was a lady in there, a big shout out. Her name was Paula. I forgot Paula's last name, but, I spoke with her about a year or so ago. But I was sitting there, I was a ward clerk, and I was at a ward clerk. And like I said, she would always come back and just say, hey, Marvin. And and she came and she said, Marvin, you know what? I was reading this book, and I just don't you take a, and I was like, yeah, what's this? And it was called As a Man Thinketh. And changed my life. I couldn't put it down. As a Man Thinketh, And I started looking at them principles and
Mm.
started looking at how my life was designed. And I could really, when I was looking at that book and reading the book, it was sort of like it was really sort of telling me why and how things are happening in my life.
Right.
A lot of people don't have the how and the why. They
That's
think
right.
that they like, well, but at the end of the day, there's a lot of things that goes on in our lives. If you knew how to correct it
That's right.
from a spiritual level,
Mm.
you would probably do it. But a
If
lot of
ever you
people,
know
I
to
know,
know better, you do better,
mhm,
according to Maya
yeah,
Angelou. But
yeah,
you got to
yeah,
know what
yeah.
to do. That's the point.
That's
Many
right,
people don't know what to
absolutely.
do.
Yeah, and with that type of information, yeah, I just within after me reading that book, Kim, I put in my resignation. All good. Marvin,
Okay.
what's going on? What's going on? I said, listen, right now, I just feel compelled to go out and start my entrepreneur. What are you going to do? I said, be honest with you, right now, I have an idea to open up a travel agency. They're a travel
Okay.
agency. I said, yeah, so I said, they said, well, what are you going to do with that? I said, well, um, that line that was in the, and I can say it now. You remember that line that was out in the lobby that was about 30 people?
Uh-huh.
Well, that was me. Got these buses going to the Obama inauguration. I'd already started my business.
Oh, oh, that's funny. So you had already. Oh, you like that? That right there. Though, that's my company right there. They getting in line. And you're like, I can't talk about that now
A
because
lot
I'm
of them
leaving
were
this company.
veterans.
So you were really already starting your entrepreneurial journey as you were transitioning
Yes, I
out.
was. Yeah. And I knew that it wasn't going to work. There's no way that I could be loyal in that fact. And but so I did it the right way. Definitely still got a amazing relationship with the VA. But I had to let them know I had to respectfully resign. And it was a great journey. But you got to be willing to evolve. And when I did that, I started a company that was called Wilson's Secret Travels, and that was like in like
That's
2000.
appropriate. Wilson's secret. Travel.
Mhm. Yeah, I know a lot of people ran with that. I'm like, no, 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 don't do that. but but it
Not
was great.
secret. Oh, you know what? That's so funny because I guess how people think. I actually was just thinking secret because I'm just making sure I get everything
Yeah,
accomplished that
yeah,
you need
yeah.
to get.
Well,
I'm not.
I'm being sarcastic, but yeah, yeah,
Okay, I'm way too
they
literal for the sarcasm, Marvin.
yeah.
You cannot do that to me. You got to know my personality type. I'm
I
like,
know,
what?
I know,
Am
I
I
know.
saying something that's down low or something? I don't know. This is the bloops and blunders of being a talk show. I don't even know my
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Marvin.
But huh?
Mom, don't ever say that. And I'm like, what? That in my day meant that that's what it really was because that's what it is accurate. But now
Right.
in modern day times, all is something totally
Yeah,
different.
it is. Yeah, it is. And but the thing about it, Wilson's Secret Travel, my grandmother said, whatever you call it, boy, that's what it's gonna be. So
Mhm.
when you put that word on it, but it's really about what the meaning that you put to that word. So when I said Wilson Secret Travels on my journey, as I said, as a man thinketh, and that's where the
Mm.
meta Marvin, and that's where all this stuff started
Yeah.
coming from. It was just all it was God showing me things or how to start moving on my purpose.
Good.
And Wilson Secret Travels is from the movie. I don't know if they ever heard of the movie called The Secret that Oprah put out.
Oh
It's
yeah,
about
yeah.
about positive thinking and
Mhm.
really being able to sort of tap into somewhat some of your reality of what you're
Mhm.
thinking is so far fetched or I can't do this. And so talking to yourself and really understanding being positive in your energy. And when I named that Wilson Secret Travel, that's when they just took off.
Mm.
So I got a corporate contract. At that point was they would think it was Novant Hospital. So I had got
Yes.
all the everybody that was working in Novant. I was like the travel agent they would go through.
Mm.
I was doing celebrity cruises. I was doing I took what was that, Cheryl girl from the radio
Right,
station. We put
right.
her on her wedding thing. She used my services. We took a lot of people from our surrounding areas to Obama for the inauguration.
Mm.
I think we took close to like 10 buses up there.
Okay.
But I was just, but it's still around the aspect of church and just moving. And now, why I called it celebrity travel agent, I don't know, because at that time we had maybe one
Right,
celebrity.
right, right. You spoke into existence the things, but
Yeah.
now you do have celebrities that
Mhm.
constantly work with you
Yeah,
in
yeah,
different regards.
And I had got, and that was a part of the thing. So while I was doing that, I had an office downtown on 9th Street, downtown Charlotte, and I was working side by side with a grant writer. She was sort of giving me a lot of the churches that she had wrote money for, and I was doing the traveling, the the fundraisers, travel. But in the day, I was teaching, and I was really showing people about what I knew about how I knew how to work with what God has given me. And I was putting on some meta Marvin classes, so that was cool. So next thing you know, I get a knock on the door, and this was God bless to he passed about 2 years ago, but he was a mentor of mine, Wayne Davis.
Okay.
And he was the originator and the owner of the company Easy Ticks. Anybody that went to CIAA and went to NBA All-Star game, all this other stuff, they probably bought a ticket from us, So he opened the door for me. He was a Kappa. He went to UNC Chapel Hill, and
he was dark skinned with a beard.
He was brown skinned.
Okay.
Sort of brown. Wayne Davis, Easy Ticks, but at the end of the day, he showed me a lot. He took me under his, just picked me up, man, almost like a son of his. And we opened up a couple, convenient, I would say, convention centers. I'll say that. Got lost for words. Okay. We had a convention center in South Padre Island, down on the border of North Mexico. We had one in Arizona. We had one that we opened up here in North Carolina. And of course, we was the people behind the scene that brought CIAA to Charlotte. When it moved from Raleigh to Charlotte, I was in the rooms and was able to really see how Charlotte was able to make close to $70 million in 3 days.
Yes.
So that really changed my whole, trajectory of what business could be. And that's why you see a lot. I always go to that because it changed. I've never seen people getting $200,000 and $300,000 checks until then. Just walk away. I'm like, okay, these people for 3 days.
That's a lot, right?
What are you doing? Okay.
And I know I've witnessed some of your events, and there are like 30,000 people in attendance, and people don't always know who's behind some of these incredible events that happen. And here you're one of the masterminds behind the scenes that made all of it possible. So I really want to give you, I know men, I don't know if you give them their flowers while they're alive or not. I don't know what men want, but I would say I'm giving you your flowers, just to say thank you for what you're doing in all of the communities that you serve, especially in Charlotte and surrounding areas. So let's talk about this exciting event that's happening. Y'all make sure you get your minds right. We're going to be talking for a few minutes about the business of basketball 2026, and it is off the chain. I'm telling y'all are going to be in for a treat because it's some great things happening. So, okay, how you be like, where do you want to start? Where do you want to start? Let's see.
Okay, I don't know. Yeah.
We're going to talk about this for a minute because I want to know what even inspired you to create a summit that's focused on the business side of basketball.
Okay, right. So the thing is that, from what people say, I'm not even going to say they, we can sing and dance, and we can jump and we can run. Okay. And I go back to, God-given talents and abilities. But see, what we've understood is that with that, it comes with people based off what we can do. There's monetization behind what you can do. And when the rubber doesn't hit the road, what I mean is that there's always a business behind every concept. And when you don't realize that, you're going to become the product of the idea instead of being the idea, and then something else being the product. So basically, it's like once I got this, it's like I go back to CIAA. This is where I was inspired from. Okay, CIAA. I was the ticketing consortium. We had 300, close to 400 events in 3 days. We had events all over the city. People coming from all over the country, all over the world for this thing. So what I was able to see is that everybody, Kim, what was going there, whether it be all the sororities, they were coming in and they were going to party. They wasn't going to see the game. So when I got the, I already had Wisdom Foundation, but I said, you know what? I see what's going on, and when I make my decision to put the way I see it, this is
Yes.
what I'm gonna do. One, I'm gonna put a financial piece to it because I don't want our kids to understand that your God-given talents. You
That's
got to understand what that looks like. You
that's
got to
right.
understand your value. You got to understand a little bit of this financial literacy. You got to understand your brand. You got to understand that you're the one selling these tickets.
Mm.
And they know you're selling these tickets, but
Right.
now going into this time, if people don't even heard about the name, image, and likeness, it's called NIL.
Yeah.
NIL was put into the Supreme Courts around 2019, 2020, meaning that now, back in our day, Kim, when you was good in football, basketball, I don't care how good you was, you couldn't get no money. You
Right.
were
Right. Right.
and college and all that. If they found out you got any kind of money,
That's right.
you getting kicked off the field, or you getting kicked off the team, or you could be in some real trouble.
Mm-hmm.
Well, now all this is legal.
Mm.
We call it the wild, wild west. It's, like you can go to college. Oh, okay. How much you going to pay me? You know what I'm saying?
Oh
That's
yeah.
the new conversation now.
Uh-huh.
And so
Uh-huh.
now you got 15-year-old boys and girls getting recruited. And I'm seeing six-figure deals doing a text message. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying? Like I'm seeing deals getting done now with young kids, and they don't even know what they're doing.
Mm.
And God knows, and again, Kim, being a mama bear, being mom and dad, but when
Yeah.
you're not astute to really what's going on and what your kids are signing up for,
Right.
you're hearing the money, but you understand when you're signing up for money and somebody
Mhm.
giving you some money, there's some things that you need to know what comes with that,
That's
right?
right. That's good.
And it's not saying that's a bad thing, but you just need to know. And so
Mm.
why I'm putting on these type of events called the business of basketball, because it's about me looking at what CIAA was and understanding that, they definitely seen black buying power. Charlotte did. They've never seen anything like that before. They've never seen that many come into the city like that before. But at the end of the day, not even getting into a white or white thing, but it's more of just how we got to understand to be in the business of something,
Mm.
not
Okay.
just being on the court.
Okay.
Right. And so now I'm bringing everybody, I'm bringing NIL information from real parents. And people are
Okay.
like, well, why don't you just go get a scout? Why don't you go get in it? No, 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 no. Because what I've done is I've ran into two or three, and one of them is someone that I gifted their own nonprofit. I'll talk about that later.
Okay.
What it is that there's a mother and there's a father, two different kids, and one of them did. They went and learned about contracts. They went to school for it to learn. No, you're not going to be an agent. I know this for myself and what I'm doing for my son. So I
Mm.
real stories.
That's
It's a summit. It's a panel discussion. I got
okay.
commissioners coming. I got people from all walks of life, NBA players coming, really giving real stories about, okay, guys, okay, now I understand you the man in your city and you supposed to be getting this money, but let me tell you what that come with. When they give you $100,000, not 100, it ain't but 60. And then after you pay your agent, it won't be nothing but 30. And then
That's
you got to get something to
yeah.
your mama. Then you got to get something. So let's really understand what you're getting yourself into. So
That's
these are things.
good.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And
So who should attend this summit? It's y'all. Okay, it's right here on the screen. Screenshot it, and if you're listening to it, we're gonna walk you through it. It's called the Business of Basketball 2026. It's the Battle of the Carolinas. It's North Carolina versus South Carolina on March 11th and 12th. So who should be attending this summit? Is it just for athletes, or is it for a broader audience?
Yes, it's definitely for a broader audience. I would definitely say anybody that's committed to some type of youth in financial literacy. One, so I would definitely say definitely students, definitely coaches, definitely parents, please. And anybody, I would say even the creatives, because I was at I was at a mixer yesterday, and they were like, well, I said, well, I want to talk to the creative people. I'm going to understand this, guys. When y'all look at these streaming And when y'all look at these basketball games, it's not just the players traveling with these teams. You got a physical therapist, you got a journalist, you got a blogger, you got a doctor, so the business of basketball. There's careers all around this thing. Don't just think, oh, just because I don't play ball, that I'm not a part of this. Now, I want y'all to start thinking like how Meta Marvin see things. There's opportunities everywhere. So I want to put all this in a room to get you guys to see. You might walk on somebody that might hire you to say, I need you to do content for my team. What you need.
That is so just right now, as you're saying what you're saying, Marvin, there might be, just rattle off maybe a few potential careers that could come from students and parents and therapists and bloggers and content creators coming to your conference on March 11th and 12th. Rattle off a few career possibilities.
Oh, yes. We got No Grease. We got our good friend Doobie Shops. Now, No Grease, if y'all don't know, No Grease is how this connected. It's always been my brothers there. Got the biggest Afro-American barbershop platform in the country. There's nothing bigger than they're the biggest in the country. They're the only ones that have a barbershop in an NBA stadium. Business of basketball. See what I'm saying? See, so don't let this, everything is connected, right? And so, being grateful. They told the story about how they was just, they was cutting Bob Johnson. Bob Johnson is the gentleman that owned BET. They came here and got the money to build Spectrum where the Hornets play. A black man that built that building right in the middle of downtown, and they was cutting his hair for free. And he said, you know what? You guys ever think about being in an NBA stadium? They say, being in an NBA stadium, what are you talking about? He says, hey, listen, man, I can put you in there if you want to. When they were like, sure,
it changed their lives. So that's what, and here it is, basketball related, beyond just being a player. The players need people that help make up their circle. So if you're an entrepreneur, if you're a student, if you're a professional, if you are a talk show host, if you are a podcast host, if you do therapy, whatever it is, there are a lot of haircuts, shops,
mental health, everything is connected with this thing. That's what I'm saying. It's just, you could take something that you think that's just something you watch on TV and it's all about athletics. It's not. It's so many things. There's so many people that's got six-figure incomes, but they just around the right pile of people that need your services. And, if you don't feel that you're a part of, then you're not, but when you do, these are the type of events that you got to show up and come to, because you never know what you're bringing to the table and what someone needs. It's going to be a very highly powerful meeting. We got JUCO. JUCO is over all the junior colleges all over America, which is headquartered in Charlotte. We have the president showing up. We got South Atlantic Coast Conference. Now, people that's not aware, these are big conferences.
Say some of their names and I'll pull the images up, because I'm on your one of your social. I see.
Patrick, I think it's Brits, the commissioner.
Oh yeah, here, I'm gonna pull some of these images up so you all will see the images of who he's talking about. Okay. Yeah. Oh, let me take this one down. Because I want y'all to really get a visual.
Yeah.
So talk to us about this speaker.
Yeah. Patrick Brits, he has probably about 12 colleges up under his belt. He runs he's the commissioner, not over a colleges, universities. And he's coming to speak about what they look for, what type of even career directions that you can look at when you're come to college. How can you not only come to college and and make it do? This is Tyler. Tyler has a multi-million-dollar form that for kids to play in like their own tournaments all over North and South Carolina, Georgia, everywhere. He was he played for North Carolina State. Him and his dad does a good job. It's called Phenom Sports. It's everywhere.
Phenom Sports. And I see he's former McDonald's All-American, national champion, NCAA tournament competitor, college coach. I mean, these are people. This is going to be like everything. And if it's anything like anything that you've ever done before already, then it is going to be a game-changing experience for all that attend. I'm going to pull up a couple of others that I see here as well. And I'm just sharing the screen because it's so much good stuff.
Yeah.
that people can see and glean from. So let me just keep on sharing that so that way you can see all of it. Okay, talk to us about this panelist.
Okay, that's Anthony Murrow. Anthony Murrow is actually from Charlotte, West Charlotte. He went to Georgia Tech. He played, I think it was like
Former
9 years in the
nine-year
NBA.
NBA player.
And he's right here from Charlotte. He played on a couple of NBA teams.
Yes.
Still does very, very well, very active in the community. So he's going to be on the panel talking to these young kids about, I've been there and done that. But if I would have had an event like this before me making a lot of decisions, then of course this is Dr. Erica Turner. She's over all CMS schools. She's the athletic director over all schools in Charlotte, North Carolina. That's elementary, middle, and all high schools in Charlotte. She's
47 middle schools, 21 high schools, 2024 NC Athletic Director of the Year, and she is a leader shaping thousands of student athletes across the city of Charlotte. So we're in for a tremendous treat. Let me see. I see this person. Talk to us about him.
Oh yeah, Mark Everett, Olympian. He was a record holder. He has a business now called Prime Time Scouting, and we've partnered up. So I'm going to be giving a $4,000 scholarship to a kid we're going to have a bid for $4,000. We're going to give away a scholarship to a kid on March the 11th. So that's going to happen. But he does scouting. What he does is he'll partner with your kid and help him get recruited by a college.
Wow. And that's Mark Everett, 3-time Olympian world champion, 12-time SEC champion. And he has fastest running in history, world record holder, fastest 400 out of 800 combo runner. This is going to be a powerful experience coming to this event sponsored by hosted by the Wisdom Foundation. Talk to us about Andrew Givens.
Andrew Givens is the guy that runs the whole junior college platform. He runs the foundation. So basically all these junior colleges that's out here, you hear about, a lot of people like Larry Johnson and a lot of people that had to go to a junior college, like Cam Newton. Everybody knows Cam Newton.
Right.
But Cam Newton went to a small little school of about maybe 400 or 500 people in a college, junior college. Then he got picked up by Auburn. You know what I'm saying? So he talks about sometimes your kid, you might not, the best thing is not go to a big school first. Wow. Go to a small school, get your things together, get your grades up. But he runs over hundreds and hundreds of schools all over, and he's actually right here in Charlotte. Great man, very connected.
My God.
He talks about eligibility. So it's all types of things, man.
So excited. Andrew's director of. He says he's the executive director, NJCAA Foundation, national partnership strategist working with ESPN, HBO, BET, HGTV, and other major brands. So all of these people are going to be right in the house. And I think I went through quite a few of them. I just want to also.
Cheryl Littlejohn.
Where's
there,
Cheryl?
Right there.
Yeah, let me pull her up. Come on, Cheryl.
Yep. And Cheryl is, coached at the WNBA. She's been a coach at Tennessee, North Carolina State. I think it's Minnesota.
Look at Cheryl.
She's a Hall of Famer. Yeah. And she is no joke. She's gonna tell you how it is, and she plays no games, but she comes with a whole lot of power, authority. She's brilliant. I was hung out with her and Susie Hatchell, which is another Hall of Famer that actually taught her. And she just retired from UNC Chapel Hill as an Olympian coach and all that. So
this is going to be epic. And she's coached NC State, Alabama, Minnesota, Chicago State. And now she's bringing her wisdom and strategy and real access insight to this event. Talent opens the door. Access keeps it open is what she says. So y'all don't want to miss. You don't want to miss hearing Cheryl Littlejohn.
And this event is called the Access to Opportunity. So what she
Access.
just read, so what she read is exactly what Kim said. This is access, because once you get into these rooms, you're going to have access. Don't ever say you ain't had no opportunity. So don't because you're looking at what's in the room, and that's not even half of the people that's coming.
Right.
And it was very intentional, Kim, and about the North Carolina and the Duke and the State and all these Wake Forest, it's like almost, I think it's 16 teams coming all from all over the country, and they're going to be in Charlotte for almost 7 days. So we're going to be 2 blocks away. Now here you got this big nationwide basketball game. Right. But then you got a high school game summit that's 2 blocks away. So do you understand what we're going to have going on in the city? And so when people look at the journey, well, Marvin, they were like, well, Marvin, why would you want to have a high school event doing ACC tournament? That's the biggest tournament in the country. Right. Why would not?
Of course you want to, because then everybody can collide, can come together, can merge.
It goes back. Hey, Kim, it goes back.
Right. It goes back to what?
Don't do it. Don't
Passion
do it. Okay.
for freedom.
There you go.
That's what it goes back to. Marvin is literally, when I say a mastermind, God has given him to be a mastermind. And I do believe because of his military experience, he's able to really merge some of these out of the box philosophies and thoughts together. Like you said, nobody wants this high school event happening during the ACC tournament, but Marvin wants it to happen because what's going to happen? They're going to come together synergistically. I get it. I get it.
Kim's like, I get it.
I get it.
Yes,
now tell
absolutely.
us also there's something happening. There's also something happening. Oh, wait, dog. I want to make sure I'm sharing so many things because I see so much. Yeah. But hold on, let me get over here.
Yeah, and as you see, you remember I talked about Wilson's Secret Travels, and you see all the people, you see the hotel rooms, and we got an audition.
That's what I wanted to pull up, the audition. There is a whole competition happening, and I want y'all to take a listen. Tell us who this is that's getting ready to share this information.
That's Jay Styles. That's the youngest member of if anybody remember, of course, R&B lovers. You remember the group called Blackstreet?
Yes.
Yep. So he's the singer. He's coming to actually gonna judge and see who's gonna pay.
What up, Charlotte, North Carolina?
Okay, let's hear him.
I am Jay Styles. Some of you might know me as the youngest member of the Grammy Award-winning group Blackstreet. Now I'm in Teddy Riley's new group, G 2.0. I'm excited to announce that I'll be personally judging the National Anthem submission for the Access Opportunity Teen Athletic Summit and 2026 Business of Basketball 2-day event, March 12th and 11th, hosted by Wisdom Foundation. Hey, we're looking for one amazing, talented high school student that is ready to show the world what they have. And I'm going to take a look at them and review all the clips that come in, and I'll announce the winner that week. When you send in your submission clip, please attach your full name, your age, your high school, and your social media handle along with your email. I'm excited. You excited?
Yes, Lord, we're excited. We are excited. And then I see a lot of students too. So can I pull some of these up?
And that one right there, definitely. That's the guy that I was on WBTV with. His name is Jim Gatehouse. I seeked him out because one, he's scored over 1,000 points this year. He's the conference. He goes to South Met. He has a 4.1 GPA. Class president. So along with getting all these offers, can go to North Carolina State. He can go wherever he want to go. But at the end of the day, Kim, a 4.1 GPA. That's amazing.
My daughter has a 4.1 GPA.
Well, see, that's good. See.
Yes.
There's a lot about you, and so I told him and his parents love to come out. And so what I'm doing is taking these kids. As you see this week, I'll be going on a couple more other news platforms, and I'm taking these kids because I want these kids to be able to understand communication skills, be able to look at people in their eyes and have a good conversation, be astute, have confidence. So everything that I'm doing is intentional. This summit is about these kids not only being able to show up and play, but understand what it really looks like in real life.
This is so incredibly inspiring. Yeah. Tell us this is Hannah Moss.
Oh yeah, Hannah Moss she definitely plays for Butler. Amazing athlete. I mean, she's probably one of the best scorers that ever came out of Mecklenburg County.
Wow.
There's
This is good. I'm just
yeah,
popping different ones up.
yeah,
Y'all,
she's been she's coming up. They just said her defense, she is just tenacious. Like you come against her.
Lakira
Yeah,
Alexander.
Sandra. Yep.
Lakira
Yep.
Alexander. And she's over
Yeah.
at Alexander Camden High School. And
Mm-hmm.
I see a
Yeah.
couple of
So
ones.
this year, what we're doing is this is a 3-point. He goes to Chambers High School, here in Charlotte, and this guy shoots 3-pointers like Steph Curry from half court. Yeah,
and they're going to be at the conference.
Yeah, he's going to be in the 3-point contest. So we got a dunk contest, a 3-point contest the first day. Well, we got the panel discussion as y'all saw, but every day we got cheerleading coming. We got, of course, y'all see it's going to be some singing there. We're going to have a live DJ. Now, this ain't going to be boring now. I'm telling you. We got a DJ that's in the 9th grade. And when I say Kim, it's going, listen, it's going to be amazing. It's going to be full.
Great. Look at just the pose in Jackson Dollar.
Now, Jackson Dollar is an interesting concept. He is the top ranked, not only basketball player in the country, but he's the top ranked football player in the country as well. He's a superstar athlete. Yeah, he's the #1 tight end in the country. And he lives out in Denver, North Carolina. He goes to East Lincolnton. Very highly ranked. Very.
Okay. I mean, I can go on and on and on. Tell me about.
Yeah, Jackson Dollar, I just want you to know he's already signed a $250,000 deal. He's only in 11th grade. That's all I'm saying.
Look at him. He's so beast. Look at him. He's like, we're going to support you, Jackson Dollar. You get ready to turn up. So the Kim Jacobs Show is so proud of you all. Let's see. Who is this?
Oh, yeah. We call her Miss Cunningham. She is no joke. She's one of I think she's going to already has gotten opportunities to either go to South Carolina State. There's a couple other colleges looking for her, but she's only a junior. She's out of Rock Hill, South Carolina. So she's really, good athlete.
Okay. We're gonna stop. I'm going on and on because this is such an incredible opportunity for people that may not have encountered you. So I wanted people to know what they could expect at this event.
Yeah. Do you have the ACC, the one I got with the Marriott, and do you see the hotels there?
Okay, is that on your website?
Yeah, it should be.
Okay, so let's do that. We're going to share your website because I wanted to pull the Wisdom Foundation up, and I thought too that everything. Let's see, the best business of basketball.
So anybody that's coming in town that wants discounted tickets to go to either come to us, of course. The Sing Summit is free. We are taking a $5 donation and $10 donation for the game, of course, because that's a basketball game.
Hotel discounts. That's what you're saying.
And the whole discounts is we got partnered with Marriott here in the city. We've already sold,
I see it. I'm gonna share it right here.
About we've already sold, I think, also like 30 rooms already. So it's impossible to get rooms in Charlotte doing ACC tournament. Kim, I'll tell you that it's impossible.
Okay.
So we got something that probably we're probably about, I'll say probably about 15 minutes from downtown, which is not bad. This
is the hotel.
Yeah.
Okay. So make sure if you all are interested in getting a block, some kind of room for this event, because they're pretty much sold out. This is Residence Inn by Marriott, Charlotte, South Park.
Yeah.
And the room rates start around $139.
Yeah. And we all know, Kim, in South Park, $139 is not bad, right?
Girl, I mean, I said, I'm about to call you. I was like, hey, look here. That right there is a great price. So y'all go ahead and get your room reservation if you're traveling in for this event.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
What other thing would you like for me to show or share?
Well, then, I mean, there's some ACC tickets that we have. We have discounted ACC tickets. I
see that too. Let me pull that up.
Well. So, it's around. They're like, Marvin, you covered all bases on this thing.
Yeah. So if you go and visit, let me pull that back up. Wait a minute. Let me stop and pull this one back up. because I want people to know if they go and visit, if you go to Marvin's website, and I'll put that contact information back up again, that's where you can go and scroll through each of the different pages. Every base is covered for this event. So if you want to be able to go to the ACC tournament, then you want to visit the Wisdom Foundation website first so you can get your discounted tickets. I'm putting it here, but some of you are audio listeners because you're on different only podcast audio versions. So make sure you go and visit the Wisdom Foundation website. So this is where they can get their discount tickets.
Yeah, absolutely. Yep. If you have any questions, again, you can DM us. I have someone running my Wisdom Foundation social media. They'll get back with us. Or definitely you can always, go through the email at Wisdom Foundation Inc. at Gmail. So
let's put this back up right now. The way for them to reach out to you to learn so much more about this event, the access to opportunity, the business side of basketball, y'all. Not just if you can play. You're going to see a lot of entertainment. You're going to see a lot of skills, gifts, and talents being put to use. But you're going to walk away knowing the business side of basketball, behind the scenes.
It can help you in your career, whatever it is. You never know. Networking at its finest. You're going to have people from all over the country in the city at that time. They're going to come over and check this game out because we got the players that's playing in this game. They're probably going to be playing in the Spectrum next year.
Right. The same players.
Right.
Now you're getting an opportunity to glean from them at their early phase of success. So how do they stay connected with you, Marvin?
Yes. I mean, guys, come to wisdomfoundation.com. You say get involved. There's a button there on the website that says get involved. You can hit there, and I'm always looking in there to see, if anybody, that either one we left is still looking for volunteers, people that might want to come and volunteer some time. That's definitely credits for college or school. This is a 501(c)(3). Kim knows. So anybody that want to volunteer their time, and again, it's volunteering, guys. It's serving. So it's not about what you're not willing to do. If you're willing to do it, things are willing to show up. So put yourself in the room. Sometimes being humble and doing things that is just right and what you might need to do. Sometimes it just needs to just do it.
Marvin, this has been so awesome. Okay, let me make sure I saw so many comments, and I don't want to disregard anything that's been said. I think somebody typed along like Pam. Dr. Pam Howard said, I really appreciated this conversation and the work being done through the Wisdom Foundation. Creating spaces where people can grow in wisdom and leadership is so needed right now. My work now centers around helping organizations and communities use gatherings and events as tools for growth, engagement, and impact. I would love to connect and learn more about the foundation's mission, Marvin. Wow.
That's right. Yeah. Definitely, Pam. Reach out to me. I think our stars is aligned. You know what I'm talking about. We're both in a space now that, I'm going to continue doing events. I got a lot of, I'm doing it at Second Ward. I want to put that out there, guys. I'm doing it at Second Ward because I know Arthur Griffin. I know the city commissioner. So he's more of in a way if he's got $3 million for this gym. It's grandfathered into. It's going to be a historic site in Charlotte. It's the first Black high school for Black people in Charlotte.
The Second Ward Gym. The Second Ward Gym is where this event is happening. But if you go to wisdom-foundation.com, make sure you put that dash, you're going to get all of the information that you need about this event, about the ACC tournament, a discounted ticket, about your hotel. If you can't find a hotel, Marvin is a mastermind and has a few rooms blocked for you. You don't want to miss this opportunity. If you've been thinking about coming to Charlotte, North Carolina for a huge event like this, make sure you take advantage of it. And you can stay connected with him on Instagram at MetaMarvin72 or at Wisdom Foundation CLT. Again, either of those will get you connected to Marvin Wilson. And then I did see some more comments. Dr. Richard Serrano, I see your comment. You said, wow, he is the host of the show, The Marriage CEOs, him and Dr. Nefertina Serrano. They went through my training called How to Start Your Own Show from Scratch. And I want to make sure I let you all know that that's very necessary. I can use that as a commercial here for a minute.
Yes.
This is very important for you to know that we have our next group training coming up on March 25th at 1:00 p.m. Eastern Standard. Literally between today and tomorrow, the 5 seats will be gone, period. And so whenever you decide that you would like to be able to start your own virtual show, make sure you go ahead and reserve your spot, 704-962-7161. You can either be a part of the group training or one-on-one. It's a 6-week training. Marvin, you went through the training. What was your experience like?
Phenomenal. You know how to convey a message. Sometimes less is more. You definitely feel more passionate and confident in your conversation. You're able to really know how to articulate my words and not only say something but make an impact. So Kim just has that natural God-given ability to not only make you feel comfortable and it's not like you're making a mistake. It's really about the correction of how you're doing it. And so it's a way that it's really authentic, and it feels like you're going to be able to really reach out and see how many people that really want your product. And you won't know that until you give yourself this opportunity. So she put me in some places I know I wouldn't be if it wasn't for Kim and being able to do the podcast. So I would definitely say, take advantage of it and do it.
I'll pay you later. Okay. I'm like, I didn't know you were going to say that. It's like, huh?
It's the truth. It's definitely the truth.
I see you, Dr. Richard Serrano. You said, yes, Kim is the truth. Thank you. God is so good and faithful. And I'm grateful because I think in this economy, in this time that we're in right now, it's really important for us to be able to use our gifts and our talents, because we don't know what season we're going to be in with all that we're going through in this world right now. So I saw all of your comments. Great training. Even if you've already begun, there's something that you don't know and will learn. Yes, Pamela went through the training. Everyone else on the live, Hiawatha said hello. It's more than just speaking online. So, okay, I gave you all the way. If you're interested, go ahead and make sure you let me know. 704-962-7161. Any closing comment, Marvin?
Well, they said Marvin, Meta Marvin, and people asked me that. And it was like, hey, man, I'm moving by spirit. I'm everywhere, but I'm always where I'm supposed to be. And so I would just say where you are is where God is. So make the best of it. And just enjoy life. And sometimes the risk is definitely worth the reward. You never lose, you just learn. Okay. So just stay grateful. And I always say this, Kim, don't ever chase money. You are the money. Money is my own natural energy yield. It's what I say. It's how I feel. It's how I convey my services. It's what I have in me. So it's my own natural energy yield. Everything is you. Take it.
Yo, okay. I don't have the drop the mic thing, but I can just tell you that's okay. Thank y'all for tuning into this episode of the Kim Jacobs Show. Thank you, Meta Marvin Wilson, founder of the Wisdom Foundation. And look, we'll see you Monday through Friday at 11:00 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. You have blessed my heart today, Meta Marvin. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Kim.
All right, everybody. Have a great day. I love you all. I'll see you again Monday through Friday at 11:00 a.m. right here on the Kim Jacobs Show. Wow. Thank you for tuning in to today's episode of the Kim Jacobs Show and for being in the virtual studio audience. Your presence truly does make a difference, and I look forward to you bringing your friends and family to join you in the virtual studio audience Monday through Friday at 11:00 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I look forward to seeing you and make it a great day.